my page, but we're just going to get into, for those of you guys who are new, I'm giving a little heads up that we're going to be doing a series of educational videos on a wide range of topics, but I want to really get deep and cover stuff that most people haven't heard about. For those of you guys that don't follow me, my background is I got in the managed intensive grazing movement in 1991. I was one of the first ruminant nutrition consultants in the U.S. Um, got in with the right people and worked with some of the highest producing dairy herds in the United States, including the first $1 million animal. Got into working with a lot of deer farmers around shortly thereafter, working with people that grow the biggest deer in the pens in the world, and started creating different products, over 300 products that different companies sell out in the marketplace, including a number of deer products, supplements, energy boosters, high-end nutrition products, as well as deer minerals and supplements. My background has always been research, was involved in the first Discovery Farm program in Wisconsin that has had a project with university and academia, as well as the DNR. And my role was measuring, scissors cutting forages in the next area that the cattle were going to be going into the next day. Moving forward a number of years, I basically became the wildlife industry's researcher. So many companies that are releasing products. Some of those products were things I tested a number of years ago. Because of the trust factor that I have out there in the marketplace, there's a number of different people who reach out to me and say, hey, John, I got this new product. Can you test it? And I generally like to test things for 1 to 3 years before releasing the public. Everybody wants to sell a commodity in a new product, but very few people know anything about it, or very little, even though they act like they do. What I'm always looking for is what's wrong with something, not just what's right. So as we move forward, I'm going to go from step one, educating people on where seed comes from and the genetics out there and things that most people don't know about, like when they're buying seed, what are they really buying? That we'll be discussing the distribution channel. And then next, we're going to be covering seed quality, conditioning, problems, things to look for when you're looking at a tag to understand maybe there's some red flags. Then we're going to be moving forward on a little bit more education on different forages from clovers to brassicas. For those of you guys that aren't aware, I recently released my fourth book called The Book of Brassicas. Going to be working on another book moving forward. We'll be talking about a lot of things and a lot of different areas of food plotting beyond the bag. We'll be talking about more about what's wrong with certain things that guys are planting. What's wrong with certain blends of certain forages when you mix them with others. Those problems. So we're going to be getting in depth here in the next month, since we're January and people got a little more time. We're past the holidays, creating some good content. We'll be out in the field, be out in some of my research. And as always, people can always reach out to me with any questions they may have. Had a little talk on Friday with somebody, and I've always been afraid to put myself out there as the expert, even though I know that I have more wildlife research libraries than anybody in the industry. And I've always been a little bit hesitant to really maybe get out there a little bit and not edit. So we'll still edit a little bit, but we're going to really, get to the nitty and gritty and really help you guys give talking points, food for thought. I mean, everybody can buy from hundreds and thousands of companies out there. But then what? So the why is what we're going to be covering no matter what topic. Very few people think about the why. They just go to social media or their buddy or their third cousin or a show, and everybody's selling the bag and a fancy bag, and yet there's just so many things beyond the bag. And that's what we're going to be covering. And we're going to be covering the 4 R's: right place, right time, right rate, right way. Stay tuned. Hopefully, we have more of you guys to start following. We won't be doing too many live videos. A lot of the content's going to be posted as that series. This is just a part one as an introduction for those of you guys that don't know who I am. I'm John O'Brien, O'Brien Acre Service, Grand Prairie Outdoors, writer, feature speaker at different hunting shows. I've written in columns in some different magazines in the past with some of my expertise. And again, anybody that really wants to go and step foot on any research facilities and properties, I believe I'm the only company and the only guy out here that actually can give people tours, and you can actually see actual research, and you guys can do that one-on-one with me, although we also host events and that out at some of my research properties and that too. So stay tuned for those of you guys that want the best and want to get and take the time to get educated to understand what the best is. John O'Brien, Grand Prairie Outdoors.